So this original radio right here, by looking up the part number, this is a very expensive unit to try to find. You can get them remanufactured for around 450 bucks, but it's not really worth it to try to go that route. I can't really find one used in my area, not even on eBay. So pretty much when you try to turn the radio on, it would just like come on and cut itself right back off. So I figured let's try cheap radio and see what happens. So I'll give you my honest opinion on the old Amazon radio at the end of it. So right off the bat, one thing I'm noticing is I'm transferring my hazard button and traction button over, and it fits a little looser in there than the original did. So it might rattle, so I'm gonna take it out and wrap a little tape around it to try to tighten up the gaps. And I'll let you know. So I took a little bit of Tesa tape. Basically, it's just cloth tape. I didn't actually wrap it all the way around, just put a little bit on the surfaces, and that's just getting tight. Another thing to note is on this one, all the buttons, you can press them and they release fine. But on this one, the heated seat button, you can see it's stuck down. When you press it, it doesn't come back up because that little bit of trim needs to be just kind of trimmed a little bit. You can see if I release it, it'll finally pop back up. But if I press it again, see right there, I let it fall out. But with it all the way in, it's kind of hard to tell. The clearance between it is non-existent. You can see the bottom button, it does fine, and it's got a gap. So we need to clearance that top section just a little bit. So with just a little bit of clearancing, buttons are fine. But make sure you check all the rest after you get it screwed to your panel. Everything's good. As far as wiring goes, I'm not going to be using any of like the video in or outs, any of this stuff. I will probably be using this for the microphone. It does come with a GPS antenna screw in. I'm going to be using the USB port just to throw in a dash. But it comes with a module, like a CAN bus adapter. It plugs in. It's another USB. It comes with an antenna adapter. Basically, all we gotta do is plug into the truck's factory plugs and see if she works. If you want, I mean, it does come with another backup camera, but this truck actually has a rear view mirror backup camera built in factory. If you wanted to wire it into this module, you could actually unroute the wires from the rear view mirror down to the radio. Wouldn't be hard to do, and I think they make an adapter you can plug in, or you can cut the plug off, splice in. I think that's what this one here can do for you. You can splice in your powers and just be able to plug your camera in, but I'm not going to be doing any of that. But I guess we're going to plug it up and see if it works. Don't forget to transfer over your clips, snap it in, and your cigarette lighter. So another thing, your airbag light and traction control button gets moved from about this location way down here, and this plug will not reach. So that's the hole it usually comes through, and it comes out the front here. So all I actually did was I took a flat here. You could pull that wire back through there, but it won't fit. I took a screwdriver in here and just kind of pried that up just a little bit, just to get the plug through there. And then it drops down, and then it will be long enough to plug up now. So another thing, the trim here that actually goes over the screen, this thing covers the whole screen. So you're losing that screen altogether. So one thing you will lose is seeing what temperature you're set on. But I mean, you're cold, you're hot, you're hot. So that's one of the downsides to this. But you're supposed to pull the airbag out to get this trim out. But when I take the stock radios out of these trucks, I just kind of pull it back enough to get the radio bezel out of it. So there is a bolt back in here you have to get that off. Got a swivel, you can get it out just fine. So now I'm gonna get this thing actually installed. You can see how it covers that screen. So that's what it looks like installed. It looks pretty good actually. I have turned it on and I've already listened to it. Sound quality sounds about like a stock radio. I mean, I do still have stock speakers, so that's to be expected. Good thing with this radio is it gives you outputs if you want to add amplifiers or anything like that. Pretty simple. When you put it in reverse, the screen goes blank. So if you actually had a camera wired in, it would come on automatically. The CAN bus box that comes with it, you know, it takes the data. When you're in reverse, it picks that up, which is pretty cool actually. So let's turn it on and see, after it's been on for a few minutes, like the boot time is pretty quick. Another problem I gotta fix, blend door. So it's got a tuner. I've hooked Wi-Fi to it. We can go into settings and change that to miles per hour. So the antenna that it gave you gives you the ability to see miles per hour and stuff like that. But YouTube works. I'm connected to my actual Wi-Fi, but if you want to use your truck or your phone's Wi-Fi to connect to it, you can watch movies if you like. But I like having an Android tablet. Mess with your EQ. You know, I mean, it's Google. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, rather than spending $450 for another stock setup, I mean, this honestly is not bad. You know, it's a little glitchy. I mean, to be expected is $120 is what I paid for this after adding a coupon. YouTube takes a little while. But yeah, it's not bad. So I've been driving the truck for about a week with the radio, and it's been great. Boots up fast in the mornings and stuff like that. That's the boot time. It doesn't take any time to come up. Like I say, I mean, it's not perfect, but I mean, pretty much from what I've seen, I've used these radios before and they've been great. But these things come anywhere from $150 up to $400 or even more. And everything's basically the same screen and everything. You might get one with a better Android operating system, more memory, but let's be honest, are you going to be putting all your photos on here, taking up the storage? You're going to be downloading games and apps to this thing? Maybe, but in reality, probably not. But so it's been a great radio. I mean, I would say if you're going to add amps to this thing and you want like hi-fi stereo sound, you know, Stinger makes a nice radio that goes in these trucks and like the Rams and stuff. But if you just need to get your radio working or you want something a little better than stock, this thing is great. Actually better than I actually ever thought. But yeah, I would say go ahead and give it a try if you want to upgrade your radio. But I guess that's going to be it for this one, and we'll see you in the next one.